Okay, so there is currently a pandemic going on and a lot of people are locked inside. So yeah, I thought I'd get around to making some videos because I have quite a few projects on the go, and a few of them are nearing completion, a few of them aren't. Like the laptop I showed you in the last video is nearing completion. I'm just waiting on a couple of pieces, and I thought I'd show you a project that I teased in a previous video, which was me removing a screen for a laptop. Not a laptop, me removing a TV screen and then finding an adaptation board. You know the whole story. Basically, we were building a computer into a briefcase. I don't know if I explained it in the video, but this is the briefcase. I have made some progress on it, or a lot of progress. I didn't really record any of it because a lot of this was just prototyping, and when you're prototyping stuff, you don't really know if it's going to work or not. So it really was gung-ho when I was trying to get this to work. So I'll give you a look on the inside now, just because it is quite interesting and it's really freaking heavy. So yeah. So this is what I got so far. As you can see, I've got the screen back there. I was able to fit it in. It was the right size, funnily enough. I did show in the other video that I did try and like level it up inside, and it does actually work. I've got screws on the outside holding it in, and it is reasonably solid. There is a bit of an angle to it, but I don't think that really affects anything, not too drastically anyway. As you can see down here, we've got the speakers. They're just epoxied in on some risers. I cut out some wood. Here you can see the control board. Yes, I did say I was looking for a control board. I did find one. It does work quite well. I can't actually show you because I haven't got everything all hooked up now, but it does work. I did test it, and I will show you the final result when I actually get this thing properly functioning. But you can see the control board down there, a little piece of it. That's the actual control board there. Other things, the motherboard in this is the motherboard out of the Lenovo PC that we built in a previous episode, the AMD FX8350 computer. This was the board that came out of it, and inside it is the stock CPU that came with that Lenovo machine, which is some form of quad core. I can't remember exactly which one, but yeah. Have a Wi-Fi card just sort of sitting there. I don't know if Wi-Fi is going to be the final solution for this, but it should be. Power supply wise is the power supply out of, I think this was actually out of the Lenovo machine as well. So this thing is basically a mishmash of a lot of Lenovo parts and Dell parts. Where I got the Dell parts from? Well, I have to tell you two things. One, remember that XPS I had, the 420 that we upgraded eons ago with the GTX 660. That computer is finally at its end. I've been stealing parts off of it to get this to work because a couple of reasons really. One, it's getting too old to really do anything now, and this is about the equivalent power of it. Two, it has a graphics card I can use inside this machine, which is going to be the GTX 660, which is going inside this. And three, when I basically started using the XPS when I got it, I had an idea of what I wanted to use it for, and the idea was I wanted to use it as a LAN machine to take it to people's houses and sort of set up. But there was always one problem. That thing is heavy as hell. I don't own a car, so I feel like this is sort of like an evolution of the XPS. Turning it into this makes it more portable, makes it more I don't want to say accessible. I mean sort of like more sort of like unique, and I think that's a good way to send it off, because it has been a lower computer, and it basically makes it more sort of usable. So what other plans do I have for this? As you can see, it's a mess in here. I need to do the cable management, but it does work. I have tested it. So down here we have where I want the hard drives to go. So the hard drives are going to go down here with the Dell XPS's cages, which I can just sort of like cut out the bottom of the machine and use them pieces for it. I'm going to add some hinges down here. So I'm going to add hinges here, another hinge here. And the reason why I'm adding that is I want this to be able to like flip open. So I can have like a top panel that will flip open, and I can actually see internals if I need to. The other thing is I have to basically have a USB thing here with the front panel audio connectors and all the other stuff. I have a power button as well. I want to be able to mount them to the inside of that sort of panel I'm planning on using, and that panel is going to comprise of two things really. I have a very thin piece of MDF which I'm going to sort of like mill the holes out of with the Dremel, and I'm going to sort of like sandwich the outer casing of the XPS at some of the panels. I'm just going to like sort of like glue or sort of like bolt them together. I don't know yet, but that's just what the prototype in my head is sort of working out as. So we're going to add those together, and then it's just going to be like some sort of like flip up thing, and I can mill the holes for ventilation. I need to add a couple of fans because this thing's going to be reasonably powerful. People might be asking, how am I going to get the graphics cards to work in this? I do have a plan. It's not a very smart plan, but it should work. I think it's either Cable Mod or someone else. They do make some sort of like right angle PCI. You know when you see these new cases that have the graphics card vertical, where you can see the graphics card, the heat shroud and everything. I'll give you an example. Like if I pan up over here, you can see my display over there of my graphics cards. The basically the case will sort of orient them that way, so they're vertical with the rest of the case, so you can see the sort of like nice heat shroud design on the case. So as you make like a bracket with a PCI riser, so I can sort of like where the USB ports are going to go, right next to the graphics card is going to flip up and sort of like have the ventilation, the sort of like ventilation holes go here, and the PCI exhaust here, and then I'm going to get a right angle HDMI cable and run it up to the front here. It's a very sort of like weird solution. I could go with a smaller card, but I don't really want to. There are smaller cards I can use, like the GTX 1080 Katana, which is a very thin card, but it's just a mismatch of parts, and I don't really want to invest that much time into it, which I have. Not time, money. I don't want to invest that much money into it because I've got other machines that need the sort of budget. But so far this thing has been going quite well. Everything I've tried in it has worked. You might be asking basically what I'm going to use this for in the end. The basic idea is it's just going to be an extra computer. That's always what the XPS was when I was using it anyway. It was my daily for a long time, but once it got old enough to sort of like warrant sort of like upgrading it, I started thinking about bigger and better machines. That's why I've got the Max Data and the Lenovo machine over there, and they're sort of like his successors. And the fact that I can turn it into something different and more unique makes it sort of like a good argument for sort of doing this upgrading stuff with this sort of like platform here. So if you are asking, this is a full-size ATX motherboard. It's just missing a one PCI slot, I think it is. Usually ATX motherboards are 6 slots, and this is missing one slot. So yeah, it is quite heavy, but it does work, and I've got all the wiring done in the inside. It just needs a couple more pieces, and it should be done. And that graphics card bracket, and that should be it. Apart from that, I don't really know what else to say about this. This is it's been going on for a couple of months now, and I sort of thought I'd give you an idea of what's sort of happening with this, because I never sort of like teased anything after that video, and I thought I'd give you a look so you know where we're going with this. So anyway, that's just a video there. It's a quick one. Just thought I'd explain some stuff, and the next one's probably going to be on the Lenovo X140E, because I didn't really go into depth about what I was doing with that. And oh yeah, I might as well mention this because I said it in the last video. When I was talking about the MXN graphics cards for the Dell computers, I didn't really want to say what card it was because I don't want to spread misinformation, but I believe it was the AMD 6000 series MXM. I'm not sure, but that's what I thought it was. So don't take that as gospel, but yeah, it was an ACR AMD card in the 6000 series for the Dell Precision M4600. I think that's all correct, but I don't know. The only reason I mention that is because I was looking into getting into going off a bit of a tangent here. I might add this for a second video, but I'll just explain it right now. Basically, I want to mess around with i80 CoreOS, which is the Mac OS sort of like Hackintosh OS, which I want to try on a laptop. The laptop I want to try it on is the Lenovo T430 I have over there, which is a fairly respectable business machine. It has fairly good supporting hardware, which I can downgrade because macOS Snow Leopard came out in 2009. I can sort of like reduce the CPU to a CPU that was around that sort of similar time with the second generation of i7s. So we can make it quite a good macOS laptop. And plus I was looking for an upgrade for my daily laptop to something more powerful that has an MXM card. And I was looking into HP machines, which there is one that I was looking at for a while. I'm just waiting for them to come down in price. It's a HP 8670W. I think that's the code name, but the name of the machine. But it can support up to a GTX 780M, so that would be quite sick if it does work. I've seen people do videos on upgrading them, so I think this was going to happen in the near future when I get some money about for the machine. But until then, guys, this has been a very quick video. I just thought I'd explain some stuff, and thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one, which is probably going to be another laptop video. So stay safe, don't go outside, and have fun. See you guys later.